Hello students, welcome to Abhilaw where law is simplified. This is your professor Dr. Ambarish R. Patnigire, retired additional municipal commissioner as well as director of Ignal School of Law. My dear friends, last time we have already gone through the introduction part of the most important act which we are going to study. That is the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. We have done the introduction part. Today we are going to just look at chapter 1 and the overview of this act. In this act there are total 9 chapters and 46 sections. Chapter 1 talks about preliminary. As everybody knows, there are 2 sections in that. And then chapter 2, sexual offences against children. This is a very important chapter. It starts from section 3 to section 12. And chapter 3, using child for pornography purposes and punishment thereof. That is section 13 to 15. Chapter 4, abatement and of attempt to commit an offence. That is section 16 to 18. This is a very important chapter. Once any adult comes to know about the offence done on any child under this act, it is his responsibility to report the offence. That's why this chapter is very, very important. Next comes procedure for reporting of cases, how to report the cases. Section 19 to 23, procedure for recording statement of the child. That is 24 to 27 section. Special courts 28 to 32. Why special courts are needed? Because a speedy trial should take place in POCSO. That is the reason special courts are being designed by the High Court. 28 to 32 are the sections for that. Then chapter 8, procedure and power of special courts and recording evidences. Section 33 to 38. That means the way it has been recorded, the evidence has been recorded, it is little different from the Indian Evidence Act. That's why some important sections are included in this act as far as recording of evidence is concerned. Then chapter 9, which is the miscellaneous chapter from section 39 to 46. My dear friends, we have taken an overview. Once again we repeat, we have 9 chapter and 46 sections. Let's go to chapter number 1. As you know, chapter number 1 is preliminary. There are only 2 sections in this. We will only understand these 2 sections because the most important part in an act is to understand the definition part. Once you know the definition part, the remaining act is very easy to understand. As you know, section 1 talks about short title, extent and commencement. Section 1, subsection 1 says that the act is called Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. Subsection 2 talks about it extends to whole India because of the Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019, where Kashmir was not included. Now it has been omitted. Kashmir has become the part of India. Hence this act is extended to the whole of India. Subsection 3, it shall come into force on such date as the central government may by notification in the official gazette appoint. I think so. The notification date is 19 June where this act was notified and which has come into force. Let's go to section 2 now. Section 2 talks about definition. Very important about section 2. Let's read the first line so that we can understand. In this act, unless the context otherwise required. What do you mean by this? That means whatever definitions are being given as per section 2 clauses, so the words, if they are there in the definition clause, they have to be understood and used in the same context. But the words are not there in this act, then we have to use the words in other contexts. So that is why it says in this act unless the context otherwise required. So there are certain acts like Indian Penal Code, Code of Criminal Procedure, where there are words which are being defined and the same word can be defined in this act also. But as far as this act is concerned, since it is a special act regarding children, every definition which is been defined under POCSO shall be taken into consideration, not of IPC neither CRPC. Yes, if the definitions are not there in this section, then the definition under IPC or CRPC can be considered. So the first definition we are starting about is aggravated penetrative sexual assault. Now we have total A to M definitions which are there, which have been explained. This word is basically assigned in section 5. Then aggravated sexual assault, whatever meaning is been given in section 9, the same it is been assigned as a definition. Then armed force or security forces means armed forces of the union or security forces or police forces as specified in the schedule. Next is child. Child is very very important. It is 18 years of age. Remember, Juvenile Justice Act also, the child's definition is a person below the age of 18 years. Same child definition is considered by POCSO. Another is child pornography. This definition is inserted later after the act was been notified and enforced. So that's why it has a subclause called DA. Child pornography means any visual depiction of sexually explicit conduct in involving a child, which includes photograph, video. Very simple to understand that if you remove any pornography as far as child is concerned, then DA defines what is child pornography. Next is domestic relationship, that is subclause E. What is domestic relationship? Means if you are a servant at home or if you are helping anywhere in what you call Bal Bhavan or any other orphanage, then there is a relationship with the child of that person, that is a domestic relationship. So we should understand that it is not gender bias, it is either male child or female child. Hence, we have the same meaning which is there assigned in Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. Next is penetrative sexual assault. It has the same meaning assigned to it in section 3. Next word is prescribed. Prescribed means prescribed by rules made under this act. That means there are rules which are being made by the state government for proper implementation of this act. We are going to study the rules also in detail once we finish this act. Next is religious institution. Religious institution, what do you mean by that? Shall have the same meaning as assigned to Religious Institution Prevention of Misuse Act 1988. So there is a separate act as far as religious institution is concerned, and in that act whatever definition is there of religious institution, it has been considered. Now why this religious institution? Because there are a lot of religious institutions where children are brought for worship, as well as children are brought as an orphan and their staying arrangement is being done. So we should know what exactly religious institution means. Let's go to the next one. Sexual assault. Sexual assault is the meaning is been assigned in section 7. Next is sexual harassment. The same meaning is been assigned in section 11. That means section 11 is dealing with the word sexual harassment. So whatever comes under section 11 is basically defined as sexual harassment. Shared household means household where a person charged with the offence lives or has lived at any time in a domestic relationship with the child. Next is the special court, means court designated as such under section 28. That means section 28 has given the power to the state government and the court to have a special court for POCSO, such that speedy and remedy fast we can get for the victim as far as this act is concerned. Next is last definition is special public prosecutor, means a public prosecutor appointed under section 32. Please remember subclause 2 of section 2 says the word and the expression used herein and not defined but defined in Indian Penal Code, Code of Criminal Procedure, Juvenile Justice Act, IT Act shall have the same meaning. Means what exactly subclause 2 says, that if there is no meaning and no expression and no definition given under this act as per as section 2 subclause 1 is considered, then as per the definition of IPC or the Code of Criminal Procedure or the Juvenile Justice Act, Care and Protection of Children Act 2015 and IT Act 2000 shall have the same meaning respectively assigned to them. So I hope so. We have completed chapter 1. It was a very very small chapter. It had only 2 subsections. Let's revise it. We have 9 total chapters and 46 sections in this act. And as I told you, next video will be very, very important video, because chapter 2 is very, very important. With this, we ask you, if you have liked our video, please share with your law friends, as well as those who are doing their judiciary, and please put a like, subscribe our channel and share with others. Thank you so much.